Jacqueline Griffin, and my son is Robert Griffin III. They call him RG3, I don't. And he plays for the Baltimore Ravens. Over the years, God has been dealing with me, I want to say from birth with all of my kids, on the right way or the way of raising them. I'm here to tell you today that I'm not the subject matter expert on raising kids. God is. I did put down everything that over the years that God instilled in me through His Word as far as what I did with my kids. And I do sell this instructional booklet, and I go around the country and I speak on it, and this is what I use when I speak. I come to you today because when I go around and I speak to parents, it's more of a group thing. I'm not here to dictate to you. I'm not here to scold you. I'm not here to stand before you and just constantly tell you what I think you should be doing concerning your kids, because you are the MVP of your kids' lives. And what that means to me is you are the most valuable person slash parent, or vice versa, parent slash person, because I don't know the family dynamics. Sometimes you have grandparents helping raising kids. You have aunts, uncles, godparents. So I don't know the dynamics, but what I am here to do is pass on some of the experiences, life experience and wisdom that God has given me towards raising my kids. Remember, I said my kids. You are the subject matter experts on your own kids. And so if you take away from anything today, I hope that you will understand that I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to meet you where you are. This is not a one-time thing. So as many times as your wonderful principal allows me to come back and meet with you all and talk with you, I will be willing to do it, because I think that relationship is more important than just a one-time meeting with you all and then you never see me again. We need to build relationships, because relationships and support groups are very important for our kids. And none of us, like I said, has the template, and we all need each other, I think, in order to make a difference in the lives of our kids. I'm glad that you all decided to come. It's not about group size to me or how many people come to an event, but it's about the fact that I can reach whoever God has sent here at this time. I want you all to be interactive, so I'm actually going to sit down because I don't want to feel like I'm instructing a class or anything. But I want you all to be interactive, because as much as you may learn from me, I want to learn from you as well. Because like I said, what your life experiences are important to me as well. And we want to be able to bond and build a support group that is structured toward the success of your kids. My kids, I feel, are successful because I supported them. I put in the time. I made them my number one focus. Everything else took a backstage except God, of course, to my raising of my kids. When God blessed me with kids, they became my life. And so my life was centered around making sure that I put them in positions that they could be successful. Because we all know that the most important thing that we could do for our children is put them in positions where they can succeed. Now I'm going to sit down because I don't want to be distracted. But in my book, or should I say my little manual, when I talked to you guys about, in the beginning, about being the MVP of your kids' lives. And most of the time I have a room full of mothers, but I see I have some fathers, and I like that as well. So I'm going to talk today about being the most valuable player of your child's life, and I use the acronym PARENT, and I break it down so that you can understand what I have experienced and what I mean when I said about being a parent and what it meant to me. And it may be different for you, but I just want you to understand as I go through each letter, explaining the experiences, and I also want you all to give your input concerning, ask questions while we're doing it, because it's, like I said, it's interactive. It's not just me talking to you. I want you all to, pose some questions to me, ask me some things, and I'll do the best to my ability to answer it for you. For one, parent, the P, Be present and accounted for in your child's life. Be there for them as much as you can without making excuses or putting your needs and desires above theirs because they are watching. When I say that, I mean, for me, my kids were always present and watching everything that I did. So I made sure that I didn't make excuses for not being there for them. So my oldest daughter, not an athlete. She was a girly girl. She was in a choir. She did dance. Even though she wasn't the star dancer or the star choir person, you know, she didn't do solos in the choir and all that. She had a beautiful voice, but it didn't present itself for her. But I was there to support her. I was at the practices. I was at her recitals. And she needed to know that whether anybody was there or not, mom was there. Or somebody in her support group was there, supporting her not because she was in the spotlight, but just because they cared, because they were part of her support group. Same thing with my, middle daughter. She was an athlete. Volleyball, baseball, softball, anything that her heart found to do concerning sports, she did it. I was there to support her. She was not the star athlete, but she knew that when she turned around and she was sitting on that bench, someone in her support group was sitting on the bench waving at her and telling her, you know, you're good. I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm not here just because you're the star athlete. I'm here because I am your mother. I am your support, and I believe in you. And that means so much to kids because they need to know that when the chips are down, you are there for them, supporting them. Now, my son, of course, he was a star athlete in high school. He was a star athlete in college. He made it to the NFL by the grace of God. We understand the platform that God has given him and our family. And it's because of that platform that I feel blessed and honored to be here today speaking with you all. The doors are opening because of the platform that God has given us. And that is our heart's desire to make sure that we give back. And by giving back is coming in these environments and coming to schools and going into communities and